Hello everybody, so today we're at a Ford Galaxy with the 1.9 diesel engine in it. So it tells you on the sticker there, it's hard to see, the engine code, that sticker there, the engine code is AUY, Alpha Uniform Yankee. So the problem with this car, van, truck, whatever you call it, is quite a lot, so I'll take you into the car and let you see it. The customer's complaint was the speedo was intermittently working. So I had wrongly diagnosed it. We've never done nothing yet, but I had thought it would be maybe the left front or the right front ABS sensors. But I done further investigation, and seemingly the problem is no the sensors. In fact, it's no the ABS sensors at all, because it's got a different pickup. It's got a vehicle speed sensor. It goes into the automatic transmission, and the problem with it is it goes right into the instrument cluster. And the problem with this machine is the instrument cluster. So that was the problem. We now have a crank no start. So what I had to do was go in through, it's still scanning. Don't bother going through the Ford side of the software. Go in through VW and pick Sharon or Sharan or whatever you call it, and you pick it up that way, so you can see it's scanning for codes at the moment. So I believe the immobilizer is within the instrument cluster. So the initial fault of the speedo going doo-wally, we'd expected things to come for this. The other thing it says was, see that the fuel gauge, when I came to that the first time, it was away down at 0, and now it's back up. So there is fuel in the tank, and I think we're looking at a cluster repair. But let's just wait here. So there's the report there. So inside the engine control module, it says a 18062 active static, read DCC memory of the instrument cluster. Then we have a 17978 active static, engine control module disabled, and a 18088 passive sporadic, fan 1 control circuit open. So that's a biggie there. The ECM has been disabled, and it's saying refer to the instrument cluster. So let's come down. There's that. We're in the ABS, so the left front ABS speed sensor, so that's kaput. Something up there with the air conditioner, we'll not worry about that. And then the airbag supply voltage signal low, well, the battery was a bit flat. And then we have the parking assistance left rear parking aid sensor faulty. So let's go into, we'll go back, I'll take you into the engine first of all. Trouble codes. Now this is usually pretty good on VAG stuff, so you can see that. Actually, I've read the DTCs within the instrument cluster and there's nothing there, so let's go into the ECM disabled. So it says, concerning that code, engine start blocked by immobilizer. So symptoms, engine starting but stalling immediately. Well, it doesn't do that, it just cranks over. Keys not matched, could be. Instrument cluster not matched, that's the one I think. Engine control module not matched, engine control module power supply faulty. I don't think it's that, because I can go in through OBD and look at live data. We'll look at that. So it says check for fault codes in the immobilizer itself. Part of the instrument clusters on many cars, but separate immobilizers in some. But I think it says part of it. Check immobilizer measuring values using an instrument cluster. Match keys, instrument cluster, engine control. Check. In case of an engine starting issue, please make sure you're really experiencing immobilizer. Even the immobilizer, the engine will not start, but can. So what I think we'll do is, I'll take you into the, just to prove to myself here, we'll go into the dashboard, because you can see there's no an engine immobilizer one there. So dash your number. So you see past no fault codes. I'll let you see it anyway. Codes. There's nothing detected. And if we go into live data, advanced measure values, see there's nothing about immobilizer within there. So engine, so saying engine 1, transmission 1, looks to be talking, airbag not applicable, steering not applicable. CAN comfort status not applicable, CAN info status not applicable, radio distance impulse number. Don't know what they mean. So let's come back out of that. Escape. Take you back into the... I'll show you live data on the engine control module. Engine speed, injector coolant. See, it's reading that 12.6, that's spot on. Math. Taking a while to update. EGR engine speed. So when I crank that over, you don't get any engine speed. Engine core, engine synchro, vehicle speed. So instrument status 1, let's see if this comes up with anything. So I don't know if that means it's actually talking to it when it says instrument status 1, I don't know. Let's go back and clear these codes. You can see actually there that the glow plug light is flashing. So we'll trouble codes. So we'll clear the DTCs. Still disabled. So still no receiving that signal. That comes back immediately. So let's key on and crank her back over. See if we can get anything this time. Oof. We're actually getting RPM now. Strange, isn't it? Let's see, clear DTCs. So engine control module still disabled. Let's see if we get an RPM figure when we're cranking this over. Engine speed, show that. Keep focused on there. My goodness. Unless somebody's been using ether and intake manifold, but it's like it's wanting to go. But see this, I'm trying to get this just to communicate. This is why you're better with a wired version. See this wireless Bluetooth rubbish. Oh, it cuts out and back in, and oh, bring back the old Verus with the cable. In fact, I've got that there. I'd be putting that on. We'll crank it over. Anyway, I think it's a mobilizer. I think someone's been at this trying to bleed this up to get it to start, because you can see now it actually starts and stalls like it should do if it had a mobilizer issue. It starts and it stops. Starts and stops. So I tell you what I did try. I tried this little chappy here. It's an immobilizer deactivate thing, but I think this is EDC 16, so it doesn't apply. This is maybe actually for older cars, maybe before 2000, but it was worth a try. I think it gives a signal out in the K line with the immobilizer, so there we go. So I think it's time to send the instrument panel away for repair. In fact, there's a telltale sign. The immobilizer light's flashing. I never even noticed that the first time. So what we're going to do here, is try the trick that everybody does. Is disconnect the battery for 3 minutes. Leave the key in ignition position 2, and see if the thing will start. I'm no hopeful, I can tell you that. So back to the Galaxy. So I managed to get the little Autel machine to talk to it. You can only communicate with the PATS module. So I know the PATS module goes through the instrument panel, but the mobilizer is not part of the instrument panel. So first of all, let you see the codes. So we've got a B1600, and it's saying since last clearance the ignition has been turned on at certain time without any key code being read. And it says a U2010 module not responding, non-standard corporate protocol. So that's maybe because it's got to talk to the engine ECU. But if you go into live data, if you clear the codes and try to go back in again, the code's just generated. So it says anti-scan function off, master key not present, number of store keys 3, PAT service module status yes, PCM ID stored, PCM verify okay yes, security access type timed, delay whatever that means 8, spare key program state enabled, vehicle enable status disabled, so that must be the mobilizer, security access status denied. So I think if we try and get another key, it's not like this chip. Now the guy at Cartronic said if you leave the key in the ignition for 20 minutes and see if it resyncs, we could try that. But so the other thing I was going to show you was this little ring here. So you put that near the key, it should flash. We'll take the key out and we turn this on, you should see it flash. See that? It flashed. But to me, that's receiving, it's doing something there. That light's flashing, so try another key first, see if we can get another key for the customer. Well, no wonder it wouldn't start. There's not any chip in the key. It should be in that bottom corner there. It's gone. Oh, so that just proves when you do that test there, it shows you that the coil's communicating, trying to communicate with the key, but it doesn't mean to say the key's communicating with the coil, because there's no way that could communicate. It's not got a chip. Oh, after all that time. Check the basics first.